Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's the Pest and Lawn Ginja, and this is my lawn. Now, this week my focus is thatch. Not dead grass, but thatch. I'm getting some of my areas that have melting out, but a lot of these areas the thatch is too dense and I'm not getting the proper leaf blade push from the rhizomes. But that's kind of what I'm doing today. I want to show you what I'm using and how I'm doing it. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was showing you in the lawn, especially in this area right here, wasn't actually growing as fast as the other areas, and that's because my thatch is too dense. I want to show you the difference between just dead grass and thatch. So what I'm going to do is just take a brief soil sample and just kind of show you what's going on. So let's take a quick look at this probe, and you can see I've got this thick clay, man. I mean, you could create a pot with this clay. Now, the actual thatch layer is here to here. And you notice we're a little over ½ inch right here, which is not good for a healthy lawn. And what happens is, let me grab this real quick so you guys can see it. What happens is this matted debris starts to disallow rhizome tendencies. So you'll see a couple of these shoots coming out of this root ball, and these are your rhizomes that form new leaf blade growth. Now, what a lot of you guys think is thatch is dead grass, and most of this is just dead grass. Not thatch, just dead grass. Now, there's been some misnomers in the industry because most power rakes or dethatcher machines are called dethatchers. And it is true that they're going to get maybe 1/16 of an inch of thatch off of the top. They don't do anything under the ground. So Sunjo actually came out with a machine called the Scarifier. Let's take a look. I'm using the Scarifier. Now, the cool thing about the Scarifier is I can go -10 millimeters into the top layer of the thatch, and it basically scoots and rips it out. Now, although it does do a good job cleaning debris out, it does a decent job cutting through the thatch and surfacing a lot of the debris that's not necessarily decaying in the thatch as well. Now, let's see if you can see this here, these groove patterns that are coming through here. That's what the Scarifier does, and it really unearths some of the dirt as well. Now, a lot of you guys watching me at home have noticed that I've entered the real low rotary life, not the real mower life, and it's changed the game. The Scarifier is also going to help even out some of the high spots in my lawn to help with scalping. Now, it's not a miracle worker, it just takes a little bit off, but it is going to allow a lot more water to penetrate too, and a lot more oxygen transfer. It's going to look like a bad hair day for about a week or two, but it's going to bounce back pretty quick. Now, this is my first pass with the Sunjo, and I just took a leaf rake and raked a lot of it just into separate piles, and you can see I'm still pulling a lot. Over the last year, I've scarified it. This will be my second time, and I've ran the power rake on this thing almost 4 times. And I'm just about there to where it's cleaning up. Now, the one thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is I had bald spots along this entire fence line last year, and it's all filled in. Every single part of this section is nice and filled in. So opening up the oxygen, allowing it to breathe, is allowing it to grow. And even my problem spots, if you guys go back on the other episodes, look at this color. I mean, the color's fantastic. Midday, this is going to increase my color as well. But you can see things are now growing, they're pushing, they're breathing. Now, my focus with the Scarifier today is going to be making one pass this way, one pass this way. I'm going to do the pass, do the cleanup, do the pass, do the cleanup. Then, since I have the Sunjo, it's really handy. Then I'm going to go +5, and then I'm going to add the dethatcher attachment. And it's funny that they call that. I wish they would have just called it like a ground sweeper or a debris cleaner, because it's not really doing thatch. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to get the dead leaves out that got caught up in the melting out, and it's going to increase my color. But as you can see here, I'm making good progress. All right, although this thing feels like a piece of crap, and it looks like a Fisher Price toy, it's actually really handy. Coolest part about the Sunjo is you can very easily switch out the Scarifier. for the dethatcher and vice versa. 10 millimeter socket, and pretty simple stuff. Take that off like so. Pop this on. Back in there like so. Place the bolts. That's it. Let's get her on the road. Get her going. Now I want to take a minute to talk about the tines on here. Different than a flail. Think of this as like a lady's round brush I use like for my beard, right? It scuffs the top of my skin, which is nice, but it's not actually cutting through. But it does a great job removing things and pushing it to the top. And that's what this does. It removes debris. It doesn't do a great job removing thatch other than the crown on the very top layer. And that's about it. So these are great devices if you need to free up. If you guys have been mulching improperly, have too much dead grass on the surface, that's not thatch, that's just lawn litter, it's debris. So that's what I'm using this for. We're gonna make a couple of passes. I'm probably gonna keep it at the +5 setting. I'm gonna play with it a little bit because I don't really wanna disrupt the soil any more than I already have. Not shocking that we didn't pull out a ton more. I mean, the Scarifier is the most aggressive between the dethatcher and the Scarifier. But if we start getting in here, you'll see a lot of dead debris. And I mean, to be honest with you guys, I like this for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's going to fix a lot of my color issues. It takes out the dead, but it also creates space for new growth. And without that space, we're not going to get new growth. So it's really going to promote healthy thatch. It's going to promote lateral growth and help us conserve on water as well. For having just beat the piss out of my lawn, I'd say it looks pretty dang good. But ultimately, guys, it's about the long-term goal. But Ginja, your lawn looks so good. Why would you do this? Because I can. It's just grass. It's going to come back. But here's the thing. We can settle and be mediocre, or we can keep working and have the best lawn ever. Dude, I love it that my lawn's striping without the striper kit. It's hilarious. Ultimately, guys, I'm going to do a recovery service on this. I'm going to use the 809 to promote lateral growth in the rhizomes with that bacillus. I'm also going to include the Essentials Plus and the Maxpak with the micros and the Rapture 404 for color. We're going to try to master this little problem as quickly as possible. I'm really not going to push any more nitrogen than I already have. I feel like, other than those phantom dog spots, the rest of the lawn is pushing organically exactly the way that I needed to go. It's thickening up. This is really, really thick. I'm really happy with the growth. If you guys have any questions or comments, please hit me up. This is the Ginja. Until next time, this is my lawn.